gotta say that, having been to, unfortunately, a lot of, like many of us have, a lot of disaster sites because of natural disasters. What you're doing, the coordination among you all has been just admirable, and it really is impressive. And so I just want to say thanks and listen and find out what I can do as president, what I can unleash in terms of help for whatever you need. The governors and the mayor have been completely open with me, asked whatever they've asked. I think we've been able to deliver, and I think there's more that we can do, including I think I have the power, and we'll know shortly, that to be able to pick up 100% of the costs for the county and the state over the first 30 days. I think I'm quite sure I can do that, and so we're going to do that, and there's going to be a lot. You all know it because a lot of you have been through it as well. There's going to be a lot of pain and anxiety and suffering, and even need for psychological help in the days and months that follow. And so we're not going anywhere.
Thank you,
No,
Mr. President.
for real. But again, I just wanted to start today, if I could, give me as thorough briefing as you're able to give me and tell me what you need. And that goes for both the senators and the congresswoman and anyone in Florida, just to pick up the phone and for real. I'm not joking about it. I think the governor will tell you anything you ask for, we got. We have another group of teams coming from FEMA today. How many people will be?
At the end of the day, there should be about 500 on the ground. 500
on the ground. So, again, this is your show. We just want to make sure that whatever you need, including, well, anyway, don't be talking too much. I want to hear from you guys.
All right. Well, Mr. President, we cannot thank you enough for being here with us, for showing your extraordinary support from day one. You called me that morning. We hustled into a little room in the Family Reunification Center so I could take the call, and you said whatever we need, and I said bring FEMA, and here they are on the ground. So it's been an incredible collaboration from the beginning with the federal, with the state. We had our Florida Emergency Management Director, Kevin Guthrie, here immediately. The governor has been here every single day. The senators, I believe, the same, and our state and municipal leaders as well. So the collaboration from the elected leadership to the police departments, all the municipals, of course, under the leadership of our incredible Miami-Dade Police Department and Freddie Ramirez, our director, and without a doubt, the fire department and our fire chief, Alan Kaminsky, who has led the effort of these first responders who are in the world's hands. Everybody is praying and watching these incredible men and women as they proceed day after day and literally have to be pulled off the pile, Mr. President. They are here to save lives. That is what they live for, and it is truly humbling. So we all know this is an unprecedented, devastating disaster unlike anyone has ever seen. It's shocked the world, and the fact that we've all come together is what gives us hope, is what gives us strength and inspiration. It does for me every single day as we talk to the family members, as you'll soon be doing, as they are waiting and waiting for news of their loved ones, as you said, and also those who've been displaced. I mean, it's just a crisis all around, but we are working together to handle the crisis, to get the answers about what happened here, and we can update you on that. And we are going to be examining every inch of this catastrophe with the full might of the federal, state, and local government to do so. So we want to make sure, the world wants to make sure that a tragedy of this nature never, ever happens again. So we have a briefing for you, and I want to start with our governor, and I want to thank you, Governor DeSantis. Your team has been amazing, but you personally have been amazing. You've been a steady, calming, reassuring, but forceful voice every second of the way, and it's been a pleasure to partner with you, truly. Thank you, thank you.
Can I say just one more thing? You know what's good about this? The word cooperative. We live in a nation that is cooperative.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What is really important, talking to Debbie about it right now. Come together, this is life and death. And so, I don't think, I just got back from 12 days in Europe. I wonder whether we can do this. And you're doing it. I mean, just the simple act of everybody doing whatever needs to be done is, and it really makes a difference.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and you recognize the severity of this tragedy from day one, and you've been very supportive. We implore you, you'll drive up and down these coastal roads, you'll see these buildings, and I've driven by that building, probably never thought twice. And then something like this happens, and you recognize in each individual unit, there's an amazing story, and lives have been shattered irrevocably as a result of this. We've already identified, unfortunately, fatalities, people who've been 92 years old, have been the matriarch of a wonderful family. We have families with kids missing, and we even have young newlyweds who hadn't even been married a year who were in the tower when it collapsed. And so the cooperation has been great. The local, both the municipal and the county have been fantastic. And you guys have not only been supported at the federal level, but we've had no bureaucracy. When we're dealing with FEMA, we're literally getting requests routed from local to state to federal in no time, and the approval is happening. Yeah, and so that really I think is important. And so we've had people. This is the first response in Florida's history outside of a hurricane where all of our urban search and rescue teams were mobilized. So they've been going in and out of the rubble, searching, trying to find people, trying to rescue people. At a minimum, trying to identify anyone who may be deceased to bring closure to the families, which is very important. But they're tired, and this has taken a toll on them. And so the fact that we now have that search and rescue team from Virginia here, and I know we have some more on the way, that's going to be helpful, because this is grueling, and obviously the families' lives have been shattered. Mental health is going to be important. We're going to need some mental health support for some of the folks who've been in that rubble, because it's not easy to do. And but we thank for the support, and we do appreciate the collaboration for local, state, and federal. And you know, what we just need now is we need a little bit of luck, we need a little bit of prayers, and you know, we would like to be able to you know, to see some miracles happen. But I can tell you this: we're not going to stop. You know, until we identify everybody and until we do what we need to do. So thank you, Mr. President.
And Mr. President, I want to acknowledge the leadership of the First Lady, Casey DeSantis, as well, who is very, very focused on children and mental health issues and is bringing that agenda to our discussions. And of course, we've been including all of that, as you'll learn from our briefings. But we know how important First Ladies are, so we just want to be sure to give a shout out.